Hello guys, back again, and this time we're going to talk about Sega, and more importantly, the Master System. Now, a lot of times when you talk about the Master System, you talk about, for a lot of people, that's the beginning of their gaming experience, the NES, the Master System. But basically, a lot of people don't know that Sega had an unreleased graphics board for the Master System, actually, that a group of 8-bit Sega historians have secured a working prototype and accessory in a company software. Now, basically what they did was SMS Power recently got their hands on this prototype Sega graphic board after an auction on eBay. Sold the kit for $2,247. Again, not a very common item. If you were a Sega Master System collector, this is something obviously you'd be interested in. And so basically, but today this kit serves nothing more than a gaming history artifact. Obviously, no real application for this thing today, but at the time, if this thing hadn't come out back in 1987, this thing had full-fledged graphics tablet capable of taking user input through a touch pen, but the canvas size was basically 176 times 144 pixels. Obviously, by today's standards, really small. You could use 16-color artwork through obviously various tools, pen, paint bucket, several shapes, the usual stuff you're used to if you use like Microsoft Paint or stuff like that, right? Basic stuff. But originally, this kit was never released in Europe because basically it was supposed to be, it was intended for the Mega Drive alongside an unreleased floppy disk drive to obviously store the stuff you made on it. But the Japanese did, however, get one for an earlier version of the device on the obviously SG-1000, which of course is the Master System. Now that this prototype was out there and these guys got a hold of it, they basically were generous, and they basically released an online ROM and a company software for free. So if you wanted to play with it or just see what it was like, you could do that. Again, a case of something that if it would have came out at the time would have been cool. Now, would this thing would have helped the Mega Drive or Master System take over? No, but it would have been like the Master System was the first system, or Mega Drive first system to have this, right? Again, one thing showing how much, despite people think like in the 80s and 90s that console makers were not innovative or not thinking ahead. This is a case of they were thinking of doing other things that more than just gaming. It's just a lot of times these things weren't released because either they were just too expensive to release, or just didn't think they were like what the public wanted. And so, what do you think about this Sega graphics board now that somebody had got a hold of it and released the software and stuff for free to people to download? Would you have actually bought one of these when it came out, or I hate to say oh, this was another prototype of U-Draw, but in a sense it is basically like a Microsoft Paint program, right? Just basic stuff of that time that would have been cool because you couldn't do that on a console at the time. But I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on it, like always. And like always, thanks for liking, favoring, subscribing. I really do appreciate it, guys. And I will talk to you guys later.